item number 15, discuss and if necessary take action on the TMSI torch contract approved by the board on September 18th. And I got some sort of email, Ron, explain to us what we did wrong last time because I didn't look into it, to be real honest.
Well, for one thing, the first question I want to ask this board is who on this board prior to 7 o'clock last Thursday evening knew about, had seen, or had read this contract?
I had them here available at 6:30. I beat Charlotte about 27 minutes.
Okay, but that's, just like you're telling Charlotte, you don't expect her to jump through hoops real quick. The first I saw this was right before the meeting. And we wind up entering into a contract, and according to Mr. Parker, obligating ourselves for $35,000 or $40,000. Number one, if you'll look at the agenda item, I believe it said to discuss the recommendation of the torch report. It said nothing about entering into a contract. Once I had a chance to look at this after the meeting last Thursday, it's a 6-month contract at $3,000 a month. So it made me wonder why you were wanting $36,000 or $40,000 moved.
Because they told me it was available, and I thought it was safer to try to put in there in case there's a lot of $250 damages.
Double?
I don't see any real problem with that.
Did you know it was a 6-month contract?
Yes.
Okay. I was just flabbergasted.
I asked Ray what we had money left over, and he said 40-some-odd thousand. I said, well, let's just be safe.
Okay. But no one raised their hand a minute ago when I asked who had seen or knew about it and had read it. And I was just flabbergasted that we entered into a contract that we really didn't even discuss. And I really feel like it was improper to enter into the contract because it was not properly posted to discuss a report and then execute a contract for $36,000, $40,000, whatever is just out there.
All right, so now that you've got a week to digest this, is there any discussion?
Well, I'm just saying that I think it was, y'all voted to do it, okay? The 4 of you voted to do it. 3 of us voted against it, so you've done it. I'm just telling you I think it was improper.
So you think if we did it again that it would be proper?
Have to be on the agenda, and we need to discuss it. Everybody needs to have read it and decide whether they want to go ahead and do it. Apparently, y'all already made your mind up you were going to anyway.
Okay, I'll make a motion we enter into the consulting agreement since it's on the agenda.
Is there a second to that?
I missed what he said.
He said he makes a motion we enter into an agreement.
The agreement we had last time?
Right.
Yes.
Same song, second verse. All right. So we have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Okay, I'll have a little more discussion on this. Were any of you aware that Ray and some other people in administration had gone through the report, 18 items, right? Yes. Okay. You had addressed those. You had those available to discuss because that's what was on the agenda about what items that administration thought that we might benefit from. We've already implemented the swing bid, right? Okay. And what items might not be something that we necessarily want to look at. And this board, as a whole, totally ignored that, like it wasn't even there. That was an insult to Ray, and I'm embarrassed for that. I don't know about the rest of it. He took the time, and so did Michael or whoever else. I don't know who all was involved to do that, and the board as a whole ignored it. Said we're going to do this. I don't think that Dr. Burrows or Brett or I, were aware of this. But y'all jump right into it. So you're there or go.
Any more discussion?
I want to add that I'm equally concerned about entering into a contract that we haven't had a due reasonable time to review, especially when it spends money. Part of the expression, there's no such thing as leftover money. There's plenty of things that we need to use to support this hospital. And, there's no reason to go hunting for leftover money. I think a review of it would have been more appropriate as well.
Any further discussion?
I'll just add this and I'll shut up. I've had several people come up to me and make a comment to me that a majority of this board seems to be so upset about this hospital trying to make a profit and get by on what it makes, $1,000 like it was nothing. That's what they told me.
Any more discussion? Go for it. All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, raise your right hand.
I don't understand the motion, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Paul's motion was to enter into the, Paul, restate your motion, please.
The motion was to enter into the consulting agreement that is on the agenda.
Torch agreement, we
Yeah,
all
so
got
that's
to
fine.
see last time.
So we have a motion and a second to enter into the agreement with Torch. Is that right?
Who seconded?
And
I did.
John seconded. All right. So now that we have a motion and a second, any discussion? All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed?